Hello there and welcome back to another video on my channel. How are we doing today? Today I thought I would do a little rundown of a recent doctor's visit that I did. Admittedly, recently is slightly a different word because it happened quite a while ago and I haven't filmed for a long time. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video. But I wanted to keep giving you guys an update as to what is going on with me because you guys really care and it means so much to me. I've had so many lovely messages in the comments and I really appreciate it. So let's go. So the recent thing that previously happened to something that happened fairly recently, which I will make a separate video about, is I had a phone call and it was basically, no that's wrong, I went to a physiotherapy meeting and my back was completely busted. I could not move and I wanted the physio guy to see me in the pain that I was in because I hadn't got my medication right, I hadn't fixed everything so I was perfect, so I had all kinds of problems there. And the guy said, the physiotherapist offered me a few different things. He said I could go to a meeting and talk in a group to people about how they cope day to day with the pain that they're in, and so that obviously we can share different methods of what we all find to help each other, which is an amazing thing, but it's actually not something I can do. I find that sort of thing very stressful. It gets my anxiety up no end. Is Shep okay? Yes, he is. And it is just something I cannot do. It's very few things in life that I cannot do, but that is one of them. I will not set foot in a meeting or anything like that because it just terrifies me no end, to be quite honest. It is a genuine fear and I don't know why I've got it. I just do. Something must have happened years ago that caused me to have it, but it's not something I can do. And then he also offered me a phone call with a pharmacist to talk about my medication, which is exactly what I needed because my medication was not correct and I was trying loads of different things, being safe. You know, I wasn't being ridiculous. I am trying to look after myself. That's the whole point of getting myself better. And while I'm on that subject, if I move a lot, forgive me, my back isn't perfect yet and I actually did something last night to really bust it up. So if I move about a lot, just bear with me. Pretend I'm dancing, you know, pretend there's music on in the background and we're having a jig and a dance, okay? So I said to the physiotherapist that I could not do the meeting, so to speak. If I was going to do that, I'd prefer have like a one-on-one with, like I was having with the physio, because I could talk to him, I could chat with him, and he could fully understand what was going on with me. And I said that that was something I would prefer, and he was completely fine with that. He said, okay, I will contact someone, and he actually went and spoke to the gentleman about it, and I spoke to him. No, I didn't. I spoke to the physio and he said that he will give me a call. The other guy will give me a call to sort it all out. So that was all fine. And then about a week later, I was actually at home in severe pain, really low day. So I was not in the best of moods, and forgive me if I keep looking down. I've got notes here to remind me what happened because I forget things like a sieve. I have a memory like a sieve. Everything falls out. Forgive me if I'm talking a lot or too much. I just haven't spoken to you guys for a long time and it's actually really nice. I've really missed this and I'm so glad that I'm actually making this video to chat with you guys again. It's really fun. So I knew I was going to be getting this phone call, but I didn't know when. What I did find out later on is the physiotherapist had sent out letters, or the pain clinic that I was going to for the physiotherapy had sent out letters to tell me when appointments were going to be. So I actually got this phone call out of the blue. It was about 11 o'clock in the morning and I was having a really bad day. I was crying. I had just got off the phone with my mum saying I can't do this sort of thing anymore because the pain is astronomical. I couldn't move. I had to lie down day in, day out, which I'm still having to do. And it was just a really bad day, which I don't want to dwell on, it just was. So then I received this phone call out of the blue from a man who called me. I think his name was Mark. He was a lovely man and he had about a 10-15 minute consultation on the phone with me, and what I didn't realise was this was going to be a cognitive behavioural therapy. Now that is not something I can do. Again, with the fear of meetings, I'm absolutely terrified of therapy and counselling. It's not because I'm not comfortable talking about what's going on in my life, because I'm talking to you guys about it. That's not something I can do. It's just, as soon as someone mentions therapy or counselling to me, it's not something I can do. I must have had a really, is the light okay? Yes. I must have had a really bad experience with it, and it's not something I can do. So it was terrifying that I knew that that was going to happen. So he asked me loads of questions, like how my pain is, how my day-to-day life is, what's going on, and I told him everything. And there is a heck of a lot going on behind the scenes that you guys don't know about, that I will eventually create a video about, just not right now. And I told him everything, and I was completely fine talking to him about it. It wasn't actually till the end of the phone call that I knew that it was therapy. So I was completely fine chatting to this guy and mentioning everything. I don't have anything to hide. I mean, I'm not the first person to go through these sorts of things, and I most certainly won't be the last, which is a horrible thought, but it's true. So he then told me that it was cognitive behavioural therapy, and I got terrified, and I finished the phone call with a meeting the following week at 8:30 in the morning that I had to get my mum to come with me, and I will be talking about that. So I ended that phone call. It made me cry, and I was just absolutely terrified. I can't tell you how terrified I was, and the fact that I had to wait a week of constant fear was a horrible aspect to live with. So then a week later, I went to the appointment with my mum, because my mum is my rock and my everything, and although I am 23, there are things that I just cannot do on my own. I have to do quite a lot of things on my own, obviously being an adult but I can't do things like that. I get terrified very, very easily, and my mum is the only person other than my dad, but my mum is more my rock than my dad, because we just have a different kind of relationship, even though I'm close to my dad anyway. But anyway, we'll just skip over that. Let's skip over that completely. So my mum, as I say, my mum came, and I was scared witless. I was sitting, well, actually pacing, because I couldn't sit down because of my back, and he called me in, and he really didn't like that my mum came with me. He said that that's the first time it had ever happened, and I just said, look, if we're going to do this, this is what I have to do. I cannot do this on my own. And a lot of people don't understand that, like in the medical profession, or just generalization. They think that my mum is very overprotective, and it's not. It's because the lighting okay? There we go. It's because I need my mum. My mum is not overprotective of me. She cares about me a hell of a lot, and she probably is overprotective, but not in that sense. I actually just need her. It's like needing Shep. He is my rock when I'm at home and I feel sick. Therefore, I need my mum to come to appointments with me, because that makes life easier for me and makes me more comfortable. And I know that I can just turn to her and hold her hand, and know everything's going to be okay, because my mum is absolutely amazing. So, as I say, he was upset. It was obvious that there was a problem that my mum came, which, not gonna lie, made me angry, because to me it's just disrespect. And it just, like, you know, as I say, if this is how we're going to do this, this is how we're going to do this. If I come to these appointments, not that I ever planned on going to these appointments, because that's not something I can do, because after that phone call that I had, I rang my mum and said this isn't something I can do, and she knows me better than anyone, and she understands that I can't do it. But we made the appointment, I made the appointment, and it would be, to me, hugely disrespectful if I didn't go, or I cancelled it, because, you know, it's not this guy's fault that he is in a profession that I can't deal with. It's just his job, and the fact that he's going out and helping people is amazing. It's just not something I can do. And he made a huge show of going to get a third chair for my mum to be able to sit down, and I'm just like, shall I just go? We completely got off on the wrong foot. And, you know, I'm polite and I'm nice and everything, or I think I am, but I just don't have time for people who do things like that. I'm just like, done. So as I was saying, he found, with my mum being there, he said that it was highly unusual for someone else to be, because it's more like a one-on-one session. And I'm just like, as I say, this is the way it is. This is the way it's going to be. So as I say, he didn't like that. I've said that about a million times. I'm really out of work on these videos, so I really need to get back to it. So I made abundantly clear that the reason that my mum was there is because she is my support system, and I have her and my dad as my support system, but my mum is with me constantly and always has been with me constantly, so I need her, and that's just the way it is. She is my rock. She is my everything. I love her dearly. She's my best friend, and I need her End of discussion. So the appointment's usually about an hour, and it in total only lasted about half an hour. And he sort of said, well, why have you, because I made it abundantly clear that this isn't something I can do. And he asked me millions of questions as to why it's something I couldn't do. And I'm like, it's just something I can't do. I highly, highly apologise for that. It's just not. And he said, well, why did you come then? And I said, because I made an appointment. If someone made an appointment with me and they didn't turn up, I would be hugely annoyed and upset and angry. Therefore, I'm not going to treat someone like that. I try to treat people the way I would want to be treated. Therefore, I'm turning up because I'm a nice person, and, you know, I don't have a problem with turning up. Just don't expect it to be a long-term thing, that this is something that we're going to keep doing, because I can't do it. It's, you know, and I explained to him it's an actual fear. It's a real life thing. It's a stupid fear. I'm not denying it, but that's how I feel. And if I feel it, it's not stupid because it's real. So that's just the situation, mate. Because it's not the fact that I'm not comfortable talking about everything that's going on in my life, because I am. As I said, I'm speaking to you guys. I have nothing to hide. You know, I'm just going through life the way I am. Actually, I like talking about it. It's more that the situation I'm in isn't something that's going to get better. I am going to do a separate video about everything that's going on, but it isn't something that's going to get better. It's something that's only going to get worse over time, unfortunately, which is something huge. But, you know, because everything was just piling more and more on top of me, especially with the pain on my back, with my back and my chest, on top of everything else that I've got going on with my life, it's just too much. I was struggling to wake up in the morning. No, that's not true. I was struggling to get up in the morning. I was having super bad night's sleep. I couldn't sleep through the night. I couldn't get to sleep till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. I then woke up, didn't want to get up, didn't want to do anything, which is why this was such a problem, because this is something that I absolutely love doing. And I couldn't get back to the fact of, this was practically the only reason why I got up in the morning, because I knew I would be filming. But I just had nothing. I had no energy. I had no, let's go do this, you know, all the fun stuff. And that's the whole reason that I presume was contacted about this. I thought when he called that this was essentially just going to be about chatting about things that I should be doing day to day to help with the pain. So not like medication, and not the movement either. Like, I don't know. I just kind of thought it was a way of going day to day, handling the pain, and that wasn't what it was. Therefore, it wasn't going to be useful for me. So as I say, we made it me and my mum made it abundantly clear that this wasn't something that I was going to be doing, and he just asked the same questions over and over and over again. It's like we went in a circle about 10 times just to last the meeting to half an hour. And I was just like, can we be done? Not in a rude way, just, we've gone over this. What's the point in wasting your time when you could call someone and say, oh, do you want to come in half an hour early, and actually help someone who needs it and who you can help? I realise that I am probably a massive oddity in this respect, because I need my mum and I can't do this sort of thing, but that's just the way it is. I'm fine with it. I don't care if I can't do something. I just accept it and move on as much as possible, because there's plenty of million other things I've got to think about and do, which is the way life is. But it just got tedious in the end. But the appointment he still made it last half an hour, which is really funny to me. Sorry if I look a bit different. I had to step away for a second, but I am back now. And so that was basically the end of the appointment. We left, me and my mum left, we went and had a coffee. I tend to talk about things a heck of a lot if I'm struggling with something, and I just go over the same stuff over and 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 over again. But then it calmed down, and that was the end of the appointment. He knew I wasn't going to be coming again, because I made that abundantly clear. And I really hope I didn't disrespect him. I really hope that that wasn't what came across. It's just something I can't do, and I'm really sorry to people who try to help me in that respect, and that's just not something I can do. I really hope that I'm not rude or disrespectful, because that would actually genuinely break my heart if I was, because that is something that I detest if anyone did it to me. So that's essentially it. I did actually have an appointment a couple of days later that I had, and was hugely more productive. So I will make a video about that soon and upload it soon. and I've got some other things I want to talk to you guys about. But for the moment, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update as to how everything was going. So I think I'm going to end it there. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out other links in the description, as I love them all and wouldn't put them there if I didn't. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for all the lovely comments. And finally, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you next time. Bye!